Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the E57 podcast. And I got myself, Hector, also known as CN6. And with me, I got Jazzy.
What up?
And Hav.
Yo.
And tonight, guys, we are going to be reviewing Robert Eggers' Nosferatu. Or is it Eggers? Man, I hate when last names or names end with an S. You got to hit him with a Robert Eggers. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Nosferatu. Anyway, you guys get the point. But before we get into it, I'd like to remind you guys that you guys can listen to us on Spotify, Apple, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Make sure you follow our socials at HeatRayVision Podcast. Go to HeatRayVisionPodcast.com. You see all of our links through there. Make sure you join the Discord. Top link in the description. Also, if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, make sure you give us a rating, man. That'll definitely help us a lot. We would greatly appreciate if you guys could leave us a rating if you're listening on there. But, yeah, with that being said, let's get into it, man.
Yeah.
We're going to do a traditional, how we do it, non-spoiler section, and then the spoiler section we'll dive deeper into the story and into the movie as a whole. But, yeah, what do you think, Hav? Let's get it.
All right, man. So Nosferatu, it's here. It's upon us. We just watched it. If I remember correctly, we made a video earlier in the year, way in the beginning of this year. We did our most anticipated media of 2025, and this was on the list. And it was, yes, it was.
I don't remember that.
Yes,
dude.
it was, because I made the list. I remember including it. And the funny thing is that we went through the entire fucking list, right?
Yeah.
All of our anticipated movies, all the way. And Nosferatu was like the last one I named because it was slated to come out at the end of the year. And now we're finally here. All those movies that were anticipated, we all mostly saw all of them. Some were great, some were not. But now we're here at the very end. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the last piece of media that we're going to review for the year. Because after this comes our awards show, right?
Is it? Let me think. What else do we have?
Review?
Review-wise?
Yeah. Review-wise, yeah.
Is there another movie?
No. For movies, no. But we know that Season 2 of Squid Game, What If, came out this week. And Future Commandos is currently airing every Thursday on HBO Max. But I had decided I haven't watched any of them. I'm gonna wait to binge them all when they all come out, and we'll review it in January when it ends. So that'll be a 2025 project at that point, because that's when it ends. But I don't think, or what?
Squid Game? Are we not gonna review that?
That's tough because
I finished it.
I have it.
Yeah, well, I have it. And the thing is that if we plan to link up again soon, it'll probably be for HRV Awards, and then we have to go through the anticipated list of 2025.
What day is today?
Today is Saturday.
The 20 what?
Today is the 27th. 8th.
I think we got time. I mean, because usually we don't do the HRV Awards until like January fucking, like, at least the other ones. We did them like January 16th or some shit. January 10th. So I think we might be able to. If not, then that's unfortunate. But I think
it's a TBD, to be determined.
Movie wise, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Is that really it for
movies? I think
to
so.
Review?
I looked.
Yeah.
Unless you guys want to review the new Mufasa prequel Lion King movie, which
I heard that was a letdown.
No, I mean, there's
yeah.
Okay.
That's the only other thing that came out.
Okay, so for movie wise, probably reviewing. Yeah, this might be the last one, and it's unfortunate because there's some other movies I want to check out and review, but it's gonna be like last year where some of these movies that I actually want to check out, we won't be able to review, but maybe they're good enough to be in our list. You know what I mean? How we discuss stuff like that. I think there's 3 movies I still want to see before we do the HRV Awards that could be, a movie of the year contender, at least for me, from what I've been seeing. But yeah, it's unfortunate, guys, that we can't necessarily review everything. But yeah, movie wise, I think you're right.
This is probably our last one.
Yeah. But with Squid Game, I don't know. I don't know.
TBD.
We'll see.
I don't want to say no because what if I really fucking enjoy it? I'm like, yo, we gotta talk about this.
Yeah.
I mean,
I say TBD.
Because do we do Squid Game at all?
No.
No. Not for season.
Damn.
I believe that came out before we started the pod. No.
It has been a while since season 1 came out.
Yeah,
10 years.
I was still working at my last job.
Oh wait, that came out in COVID year. So yeah,
2020, 2021.
That came out COVID year, bro.
I think it was 2021, bro.
Yeah, we did a long time for this.
Yeah, it was a long ass wait to season 2, bro. I almost didn't think it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
But now it just came out.
Okay, that makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Oh wow. That was
No, yeah, we
long
did not
ago.
review it.
Holy shit. Okay.
But I mean,
Yeah,
I
we'll see.
started it. I think I'm on episode 4. There's 7. It's 2 less episodes than the first season.
Oh shit, you're way ahead of me. Though.
So no, I'm on episode 4. I started it, and it's really good. Like again, if I finish it, and I think it's worthy of a review, I'll go on board with it. We'll just have to we'll just have to make time and find a date where we can actually review it.
Yeah.
Before we actually do the HRV awards, but. As for movies, I believe this will be the last one before
and if
we
not,
get
like let's say let's say you guys finish it, we don't have time to do a review. We could do when we do the HRV awards. You know how
we'll talk about it.
That's what I'm saying. You know how we like there's certain movies on our list that we maybe have not reviewed. In those situations, that's where we can maybe expand more into it, and, like give a quick rating,
I know
whatever,
what you mean.
if we can, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I finished it. I finished Squid Game. I enjoyed it. I thought it was entertaining. I liked I liked the first season a little bit more from what I remember, and the ending is interesting. The ending of this is interesting.
You know what's funny
I'll
is
probably
I
start
keep,
it tomorrow then.
It's funny. What's funny is I keep hearing that. And I don't know what happens, but like I don't want to like dive into social media a lot because I feel like it might get spoiled. But no, yeah,
it's interesting. So
yeah,
I'm
man.
curious to see what you guys got to say.
What I've
Anyway.
seen so far, Mario, like I said, I'm at the beginning of episode 4. It's the way the show goes down is interesting. I thought it was gonna go based on the trailer. I was like, oh, it's gonna go like this, I bet. But it's like, oh no, never mind. It's going in a way different direction.
Okay.
And the way that the third episode ends, there's like I ended it like unintentionally on a cliffhanger. I was like, oh shit. But I was getting late last night when I finished it, and then like we're gonna be busy all fucking day today doing shit. So
Yeah.
I just know I'm not gonna watch it maybe till tomorrow. But it's interesting, bro. Where we're at.
Yeah, so I guess we'll figure that out when the time comes, guys. But okay, yes.
So Nosferatu, like I said, it's finally here, and I was expecting. I was looking forward to this one for a couple of reasons. For one, it's a remake. It is a retelling of the 1922 Nosferatu movie that came out. And literally, there are 2 things I know about Nosferatu. I don't know about you guys. I don't know if you guys know this. The 2 things I know about Nosferatu is that it was a loosely adaptation that was based on Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah.
Right. So it tells like a Dracula story, but it's not actually Dracula. It's kind of like how The Lion King it was based off William Shakespeare's Hamlet.
Yeah.
In that sort of sense, right? The other thing I know about Nosferatu is that he made the cameo appearance on SpongeBob.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I know
think
that
everybody,
'cause
we all know about that.
Yeah.
I knew about the Dracula thing as well,
I
but also same thing with the SpongeBob. Like, I remember when I saw that as a kid, Loki freaked me out too. I'm like, yo, who the fuck?
I remember,
Who the fuck
I remember
is
being
that?
thrown off
Who
by
are
it.
you?
I was like, what the fuck's his old ass
Wasn't
thing?
that episode where like it was just
Dark?
nighttime?
Yeah,
and
it was
then
night shift.
Yeah, it was
It's
night
funny.
shift.
It's that episode when I think he has to deliver some shit.
Wait,
And so
what?
this isn't the same episode, right, of SpongeBob, where SpongeBob has to like go outside the restaurant, the Krabby Patty, or whatever the fuck the restaurant's called.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
There, and then he has to like, he's like, all right, I'm gonna deliver it. He goes to the place, but he's just screaming the
Yeah.
It's like, ah!
Yeah. I think it's the same one.
Dude.
Because he's throwing the trash. He runs to the dumpster. He runs to the dumpster, and then he runs back inside, but he's screaming the whole time. And he comes inside, and he's panting, right? He goes, piece of cake. It's like, what the fuck?
That's Mario, bro. Like to this day, we got to check out the trash, bro.
At night?
Yeah, that's how you be taking out the trash.
These raccoons
Is it
and
also
shit
the
out
same
there.
one where like they thought like the hash slinging slasher?
That's the
wasn't it?
one.
Oh, that's the
That's
one,
it,
right?
That's the
Yeah.
one. That's the one.
That's
And then
funny.
didn't he? I'm trying to remember. Didn't he have like his pickles under his tongue or some shit? Or was that?
No, that's a way different one.
That's a different
Fuck.
episode.
That was a different
Was
episode.
it? I could have sworn he was the same guy though.
No.
Like the guy that's revealed to be the killer or whatever.
Yeah, it's not him.
And then that guy, I could have sworn it's the same.
Him
dude.
and Bubble Bass are different people.
Really?
Yes.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It's been so long since I've seen that episode.
Yeah.
That one was like a
I
fever
forgot
dream,
about
and then the
that.
one where he goes to Bikini Bottom, like
Rock
bottom.
Bottom.
That was also a fever dream too. It's
That
like
shit
what the
was weird,
fuck?
bro.
That's kind of strange. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, man. So those are the only 2 things that me personally I knew about
Yeah.
the
Same
Nosferatu
here.
character. But as far as like the story, as far as like the characters, I didn't know anything about it. And in a sense, I don't know about you guys, when it comes to movies, I'm a really big fan of when filmmakers from now, right, decide that they want to remake movies from the past, especially when it's like 100 years old or whatever. Like if it's like 40, 50 years old plus, and then the filmmaker decides, hey, I'm going to remake that movie. I like that because it's widely considered that the 1922 Nosferatu movie, the original, was hailed as like a really great movie, right? However, if the three of us sat down and watched it, we probably wouldn't think it's all that because it's so dated.
That, and because I could have sworn, wasn't it just black and white? Like there was no audio.
Well, no, it was black and white. It's super outdated. Before its time, it was widely considered as a great movie, right? But obviously when we watch it nowadays, it hasn't aged very well. So I like when filmmakers say, I'm going to remake it, and they tell that story in a modern way, because you can do so much stuff now with CGI and cinematography and makeup and prosthetics and scenery, all that stuff. You could take this classic and retell it in modern time and give this new generation of audiences like us,
like Dune.
It's very much like Dune, like how Dune was, exactly. So it's a way that takes like an old story, an old movie, retell it in modern time, and there's so much that you can do with it. You modernize it because technology, CGI, cinematography, everything has come so far in the last 100 years, right? That it kind of gets my mind going, right? When I heard that Nosferatu was coming out, I'm like, dude, I wonder how that movie will look like, since it's going to come out in 2024 and the OG came out in 1922. You know what I mean? So it's like one of those things where it's like, I wonder how a modern version of Nosferatu would look like now. So I like when movies do that. Like, okay, not to go into too much of a side tangent, but years ago, I remember Universal wanted to launch a cinematic universe because Marvel was popping, DC was kind of whatever. So they wanted to launch a cinematic universe. So they announced what was called the Dark Universe. And I've explained this on the pod. I forget which pod it was, but I explained this where they wanted to make a universe where they would do remakes of their old horror movies like Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, The Wolfman, Creature of the Black Lagoon, The Invisible Man, The Mummy. And
just recently, The Mummy.
Oh, yeah.
From what, Blumhouse?
Yes, something like that. Goes. But I remember being like, that's cool because those are all movies from like the 40s. And a modern retelling of Creature in the Black Lagoon could be really creepy and scary if done right. Frankenstein could be like more of a tragedy movie than it is a monster movie. Invisible Man we did get. I haven't seen it, but apparently it's fire.
It is good.
It's fire, right? Yeah. I heard that movie's fucking fire. I gotta watch that. And next month, we're getting Wolfman. That was also one of the movies. And the movie that was supposed to start this universe was The Mummy. And that came out 2017 or something like that with Tom Cruise. And it was actually a remake of an old Mummy movie that starred Brendan Fraser.
No, I'm saying they're doing a new Mummy.
Because guess what? That one with Tom Cruise fucking flopped.
I didn't see it.
Did terrible. I never saw it, but bad reviews, tanked at the box office. And here's what's funny as fuck. Ready? That movie was supposed to be the start of the cinematic universe. That movie tanked so bad, Universal scrapped the idea altogether.
Yikes.
They end up releasing Invisible Man. They're going to release Wolfman, but this whole thing where it was in the same connected universe and it was shared whatever, that got scrapped after the failure that was the first Mummy reboot with Tom Cruise. But nonetheless, I bring that up to kind of paint the picture of why I was looking for Nosferatu. I think modern retellings of movies that came out, like I said, 40, 50 years ago plus, could be really good if handled right. So Nosferatu was one of my most anticipated movies of this year. And now that when I was sitting in the movie theater, I'm like, okay, this better be fire. Especially, and this is the first question I want to ask you guys. I was looking forward to this movie despite how we may feel about the director, considering that he gave us The Northman. So, two things I want to ask you. I want to ask you guys these two questions. This is a question that I'll answer myself. First off, what were your guys' expectations going into this movie, considering the last time we saw a trailer / movie from Robert Eggers being The Northman and how that ended up turning out? What were your expectations going into another Robert Eggers movie?
Like, I mean, we mentioned this in previous pods, but when we recorded the Northman review, we were still newbies, man. Like, I was still a casual watcher at that time, right?
Yes.
And so what I I guess what really did it for me, the reason why I didn't really fuck with it at the time, was because I was expecting something else. I was expecting the whole like, oh, we're getting Lord of the Rings action battles and whatever. And truth be told, we only get one of those in 15 minutes in or something.
Yeah,
and that's that. And that shit was badass. It was one take, right? That shit was badass. And I think because I felt I was deceived, and like
it tarnished.
It just ruined the experience for me. I'm like, man, I don't give a fuck, like whatever. Because at the time, keep in mind, man, like I was still a casual like moviegoer. I didn't really develop any type of skills to really critique a movie, right? Like how I am now. Granted, I still have a lot of work to do, right? Like I don't think anyone is perfect, but compared to me now, back then, like I think I would have really liked the movie. Like if it was me now watching it.
Interesting. You know what's funny is you actually answered my second question. The second question was, do you guys think if we rewatched The Northman now compared to when we first started the podcast, would we enjoy it? So you think
I think yes, bro. Because
you would enjoy it more than what you did the first time.
Yeah, because I've realized that as like throughout reviewing and throughout the years of us doing this, I would look back at The Northman. I'd be like, man, like, you know what? Like, it wasn't really that bad. I think I was just salty and butthurt. That was like, yo, what the fuck? I'll find you. I don't know. What does he say? I forgot some dope ass.
I would find you, mother. No, I would find you, father. I would avenge you, father. I will find you, mother, and I'll avenge you, father.
And I'll kill you or some shit. He's like the trailer was painted like in a like holy shit. It's like a revenge quest. It's gonna be a revenge quest. It is.
Yeah.
But I was expecting like, oh, he's gonna gather troops and we're gonna invade his city and like
much more like action based.
Yeah, you know that's what I was expecting. And I love that type of shit, right? On some end game shit.
Right.
That's what I was expecting. Like, oh shit, we finna get lit. But it wasn't that. It was a lot more complex ideas. And to put it frank, some ideas that I didn't really understand. And I think that's what just made me like, man, like this movie, man, come on, man. And I think I still gave it a decent score, I think, too. Didn't I give it like a 7 or something?
I think so, yeah. 7
or 6. A 7 is still a good ass score, right? So as for a casual person, because I like the cinematography, I like the dialogue, I liked everything, but there were some certain complex ideas that maybe I didn't understand, and obviously I was still salty on like, yo, like the trailer lied to me in a sense. And to be fair, it's my lack of knowledge of the director. Because if you've seen his other work, it's pretty much a same thing, if that makes sense. And I didn't know who the director was, so I couldn't have expected anything. And I think that's what really like hurt my viewpoint towards the movie. Is like, yo, you know what? It's whatever. And I still gave it a 7, which is whatever. Well, that's actually kind of insane. But to be fair, I think I was also very generous when I was a casual movie. So maybe at the time, I probably would have given it, I don't know, like a 5 or a 6 or some shit. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I was just being too generous because, you know, fuck me, right? But now, if I want to go see it now, I think I'd really like it. Just like this one. I really like this movie. And could it be in a sense because I saw The Northman? I'm like, all right, I see okay, I'm not going to expect anything crazy. I know the type of style he likes. And truth be told, I'm not going to lie, it's the way Nosferatu played out and the way it was directed, it's what I expected. Okay. It's what I expected, how it was going to go down, and like how it was, how the story was told, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Based on The Northman, I'm like, and knowing now who the director is, like, okay, I think this movie is going to play out like this. It's going to be directed in a certain way like this, and I think that's what I got. Because I believe with Mario, his thought of what this movie is, he thought the same thing for The Northman, I believe, right? Did you think about The Northman that it was a movie?
Oh yeah, kind of, yeah.
You know, so
like the pacing of this film, I feel like it's the exact same in terms of The Northman.
I think it's just his directing style. Like,
it is.
It's just how he makes his movies.
Yeah,
you know, and I guess it's safe to say for you as well, Mario.
I very much felt the same. Like
but did you expect this movie was gonna go in a certain direction?
No.
Not just in terms of story, but the way it was directed,
executed. Yeah. It met my expectations. Is what I'm trying to say. I didn't like. Was there maybe like a small glimmer of hope, like, oh, maybe he does something different? Yeah, but I'm not gonna hold it to that. I was gonna hold it like, right, I'm pretty sure he's gonna go about it the way he went about it in The Northman, and that's
it's not, at least for me, it's not a bad thing because I like it. Same. Right? You could tell he has some serious skill in the way he actually is able to portray a story and actually lead the direction where it's going. And it's kind of similar. Like if I saw Killers of the Flower Moon, When I was the very beginning of the pod, I probably wouldn't have liked it.
Oh.
It has another movie as well that I kind of, because you brought up this question, is when we saw what is it called, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Mario, do you think we would like that now? Remember when we saw that when we were like 18 or some shit? We're like, yo, what the fuck are we watching?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So it's really.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know because it does deal with like kind of like sci-fi, I guess, ish ideas. Explores that. Maybe, but I don't know.
Movie I need to rewatch now.
Sci-fi
in terms of like what it deals with, like multiverse and shit like that.
Oh,
or what genre would you call that?
I mean, yeah, in a sense, sure.
I get
I see where he's coming from.
I don't know what genre you would describe multiverse. Is multiverse the genre then?
No,
that's
what I want to say sci-fi either. But
I don't know.
understand
whatever that genre.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I said this before, and I think in a previous spot as well, it's kind of interesting how maybe the critics were right when I was younger. Because you know how, like, a critic would rate a movie, and it's like, nah, you tripping, this movie's fire as fuck, right? But now I feel like we're slowly transcending into, like, maybe not exactly their level, but now we're like, we've seen so many movies, we've seen so many ways of writing and directing that we're able to be like, you know what, this wasn't all that because I've seen this before done better. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And now maybe we're rating like too low of movies compared to other people. Does that make sense? Like, for example, Danny loved She-Hulk. Danny loved Thor: Love and Thunder. Actually, I don't know about that. You can't quote me on that. But for sure, She-Hulk. And it's like, yo, what the fuck?
No, he loved Ragnarok, right?
Yeah.
Ragnarok, yeah.
That one he loved, yeah.
I'm talking about Thor: Love and Thunder. I can't remember. But point is I realized that the more experience we get into this shit, I think we're gonna be able to critique a lot better, and it kind of makes sense why the critic score is always more low compared to the audience score, or like in general why maybe a casual moviegoer would love Sonic 3, right? Versus like the critic being like, yo, all right, bro, here's the flaws.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? It's really interesting. Well, okay, but actually going to you then, would you have liked The Northman? To answer your Hobbs question, if you were to see it
now, yeah, because I remember enjoying the cinematography a lot in that movie. Because if I remember correctly, we saw that shit in Dolby, I think.
I think so.
And so I remember being really impressed with, like, yo, these shots are really cool. What's it called? The writing was really good in that movie, even though sometimes I didn't really understand what was some of the points they were trying to make in terms of themes and shit. I mean, in this movie, it's the exact same thing, but I'm able to pick it out more and understand it more. Not saying I understood everything in this film, but no, I think I very much would enjoy The Northman, and I did very much enjoy this one too. I don't want to give too much about what I think about the movie overall because I don't know what questions Hav has, but I think very much I would probably enjoy it a whole lot more. I mean, I rarely ever rewatch shit, but that's something I would like to rewatch just so I can feel like I gave it its justice, if that makes sense, because I feel like I didn't do that movie it's the credit it deserves in terms of my thoughts on it. But no, to answer Alf's question, I think I probably would enjoy it.
You know what's actually kind of interesting is watching movies, especially like in your words, a movie, right? We're talking about Killers of the Flower Moon, fucking Oppenheimer, this movie, The Northman, movies like that.
Yeah,
it's kind of similar to reading. Whereas when you read a lot, your vocabulary improves, your reading skills improve, your comprehension skills improve. And I realize when we watch movies like this, your overall comprehension of movies improve as well. Like being able to pick out certain themes and complex ideas that the director's trying to portray on the screen. And I would say that based on the other movies that we've seen, I would say that I've definitely gotten better. And with this movie, I don't feel like how I felt with The Northman. Where like, there's some shit I just didn't get. This one, for me, like I was able to, like, it's pretty cut and dry. Like I understood everything here. Does that make sense? It's really, so guys, if you want to get better, I guess critiquing, go watch Killers of the Flower Moon. Yo, this shit boring as hell. 3 hours 40 minutes.
Go watch that. Go watch Northman. Go watch.
Yeah, go watch. Yeah, like just watch movies.
Go where there's a lot of talking.
I mean, that's the only way. Like at least I've improved. I mean, I don't know how like you guys would describe your journey, but the way I've improved was by watching a bunch of shit.
Yeah,
I mean, and actually trying to like find the flaws and find what makes it good. Because before, people would just watch it. Like my brother's kind of like this, where he would watch. He's like, I didn't really like it. And I'll ask him like why. He doesn't know why. Like he can't formulate his argument or like his thoughts. Like I don't know. It's just it was all right. I'm like, but why? What was about it? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, damn. But and that kind of makes sense. How most people just they don't know because they don't try, right?
Yeah.
Whereas us, we're kind of obligated to now, right?
Yeah, I know.
So that's how you get better. You know,
Yes.
it's kind of like with reading and annotating.
Oh yeah.
You know, and that annotating bullshit, I hated that.
Yeah, I
But
know,
now as
same.
an adult, I'm like, you know what? Like that kind of makes sense, man.
Yeah.
It definitely does make sense. Annotating improves your reading and your comprehension skills.
Yep.
And same thing with movies. If you want to get better when it comes to this type of shit, watch what you're like. Actually, pay attention to what you're watching and find out what makes it good, what makes it bad, and actually talk about it. It's easier said than done because I know some people may not have friends like us that are super into movies, or maybe they are, but they don't really care for actually
Discussing it.
critiquing-
Yeah.
discussing it in a deeper meaning, in a deeper level. Excuse me. But yeah. Anyway, I just want to bring out that point. I thought it was really interesting. Hav, okay, now answer your question. Ask your own question. Hav. What about you, bro?
What's it called? To answer my own question, the first one being,
Did you give the Northman justice? That should be the real first question.
I didn't review it.
Oh, did he give it justice though?
I don't know. I didn't review it. I didn't review that one.
Well, clearly it's a no then. You didn't give it justice. You didn't try to.
Well, yeah, but like, how was justice even given if I never reviewed it?
I want to say that
I wouldn't say yes or no. Like, there wasn't even an attempt. If there was an attempt, like,
I feel like that's just as worse. Because you didn't really care. Like, that's just as worse, bro. I'm just being honest.
I guess
That's true.
For me,
Yeah,
I'd see it
that's
as more
funny.
like an Oppenheimer. Like, Oppenheimer wasn't done justice because there was an attempt, but also we just didn't understand it at the time. That's a good question. Would we have enjoyed Oppenheimer then?
I feel like we should have.
What do you
If
mean? Well, I enjoyed it when I saw it with subtitles. Because
Right,
I'm
right.
gonna be real, the theater that we're at, bro, which just wasn't good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It just wasn't good, bro.
IMAX,
Bro,
that shit
when
was
we
ass.
left, people were even saying, like, I couldn't even hear. Like, I heard people say that. Like, I wasn't just me. The audio was just weird in that theater. And I couldn't, I literally could not hear the things that they were saying.
Yeah.
You know? And it just brought me out of it. It's like, okay, what the fuck is going on? Versus when I actually saw it at home with subtitles and I actually understand what's going on, I could, like, okay, now then I enjoyed it. I think I gave it a 10 out of 10, I think, after that. But anyway, I think that was just like a. But yeah, I do agree. Like we talked about it before, man. That's one of the pods that I don't believe we did. We did some justice to. To that one. But that's just based on our experience, bro. I was like, damn, like what could we do? The theater was just not. Was not it.
Yeah.
Especially the seats, bro.
The seats were atrocious.
The seats were trash too.
For
bro.
IMAX,
What the fuck?
that was terrible.
I should have read the teleprompter the other OG had in front of us.
That's bad.
He had like a
Forgot
mini
about that.
portable subtitle.
Yeah,
thing.
for real. You know, he must have been there before if he had that shit prepped.
No, but anyway, go on. How?
Yeah.
I was gonna say that I probably would enjoy The Northman a little bit
Yeah.
better than I did the first time. I think my thing is that was more of an Oppenheimer situation where I think I needed the subtitles because so much was going on in that movie that like I don't think I was able to like lock in fully. But I think I would if I were to rewatch it now, especially with subtitles and like I could follow along to the dialogue and stuff, I think I would probably enjoy it more. I might go back to it actually now that I think about it. After watching Nosferatu, it makes me want to go back and revisit Northman. I don't know if that's the same feeling y'all got.
Yeah.
I know he came out with other movies like The Lighthouse and
Which
like,
is
Oh yeah.
what I've noticed is like he likes to recreate stories already been told, but like in his
way.
Like The Lighthouse is one. The
Man,
Witch.
isn't that one
Lighthouse was
black
a
and
book, I
white
think.
too? Isn't that one all in
I
black
thought it
and
was a
white?
book. It's something. All I know, like, it wasn't his like original.
Oh no,
film.
I'm saying when
Like,
the movie itself that he made isn't it filmed all in black and white?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
I don't
That's
know.
why I thought.
But I know it was based on something. It was either based on an old ass movie or a book.
Oh, okay.
Same thing with the other movies.
Makes sense.
And that's what
man.
I've noticed. Like that's his pattern. Like he likes to do that, which is pretty cool, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I've already explained why.
That's yeah.
So it is pretty cool. But yeah, I definitely want to check out his other movies as well. Hav, I mean, I agree. Same thing with The Northman. I think I would definitely probably enjoy them more. Actually, I want to ask you this, Hav. Do you think that your skills have improved as well throughout these 2 years, or do you feel maybe it's the
Improved?
same? Or
improved, I think yes and a little bit because like being able to like watch the movies and like critique them and like look at the flaws, like that was something that I've always been able to do even before the pod. But I think watching more movies more often has helped me sort of, for one, give movies a try. Like, I don't usually go and seek out certain movies like I do with the pod. I would watch way more movies than you two watch in a year combined, but I would be a little more picky, even though it doesn't seem like it.
Yeah.
But if like a trailer looked really cool or something, like if I'm gonna be honest, if not for the pod, if we're talking like old hobby, like before the pre HRV, I don't know if I would have seeked out Nosferatu.
Wow.
I don't think I would if I seeked it out, or Northman. You know what I mean? To me, I was very cut and it was very simple. It was like if the trailer was fire, if it looked interesting, then I'd go see it. Whereas you guys were like, if it's a big established IP franchise, you know what I mean? Then you guys would go watch it. If it was Star Wars, if it was Marvel, if it was Jason Statham on the screen like that. But I would go and seek out other movies that didn't have to be any of those. You know what I mean? Now I'm more open to more movies and stuff like that. And I think something else that I think I improved on is the comprehension of what's going on in movies, especially when it's a movie. Like you said, because a lot of times I would watch movies where people are talking accents, or sometimes they're speaking really fast, or sometimes just the way that people, like some of the actors will talk in the manner that they talk, I sometimes would get lost, or I have no idea what the fuck they're saying. But I think I have gotten better in staying locked in as to what is going on, what are the people saying, and all that stuff. So I do think I do improve in comprehension a little bit more, and I do think that the podcast has allowed me to give more movies a chance to go out and see them and stuff like that. But yes, I do think it did improve a little bit.
I would say that also what you also improved on was actually able to talk about movies that you didn't like. I think the pod helped you with that too.
Really?
Yeah.
How so?
Well, The Northman, you didn't. That's one example. And like other movies that you didn't really like early on, you didn't really contribute a lot to the conversation. Yeah.
That's true. I guess like
You got better at shit talking those movies.
Yeah,
that's
basically.
why
You're able, yeah.
because if there was a movie that I didn't really enjoy,
You just did not want to talk about it.
I would just be like, I don't know what to say about it.
And that's a negative. That's an issue. It's like, yo,
Yeah.
what the fuck? You don't know. Like, that doesn't
Yeah.
make sense.
No, that is
that
true.
goes back to your point.
Yeah.
To where, but your brother's like he didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the improvement.
So now
That
you've
is
improved, yeah. Because guys, if you go watch certain, I'm sure you guys could find some early podcasts where Hav just did not contribute a lot. That's because he didn't like the movie. I mean, one clear cut and dry example was a Northman. Brody said, "I don't even want to be a part of it." Like that's
That was funny.
I'll never let that go. That's funny. That's But I would say, yeah, I think you improved on that for sure.
For sure. Yeah, that's true. I didn't even pick that up.
Yeah. But okay, so now
Back to Nosferatu. So I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts as to whether or not you were looking forward to this movie and what you think about, Robert Eggers' style. If you guys thought that you guys would enjoy The Northman if we revisited it. But now that I have the context and now that we finally saw the movie,
yeah.
My first question is that I want to ask before we actually get into the movie. I'm gonna flip the script, and I want to if this starts the conversation, then we'll go with it, which is not how we typically start the pod. Do you guys, if any, have any flaws with the movie?
Any flaws with the movie?
Yes. Because I know we always talk about like, let's start with the positives, but I feel like I want to kind of ask like, what about like I want to flip the script, like I said. Do you guys have any flaws? Minor gripes, even
It's not
nitpicks.
it's not a flaw with me, but I can see it being a flaw with people who don't normally watch movies of like this caliber. And I know the reason why I bring it up because I think it was I didn't award it because like I said we weren't good at reviewing back then, but it was a flaw for me back then looking back at it at Northman, and that's the pacing of this film. It's very slow where you feel like, all right, bro, like we're like if you don't watch it, you're gonna feel like shit's like dragging on, if that makes sense. So like if there were to be a negative, I don't think it's a negative for me. I guess some people will say the pacing for the film, maybe if you're not into movies like that. That's the only thing I can think of, and it's like not a negative in my opinion. I'm just saying that because I'm like that's the only thing I could think of what people will probably say about it. I think, but other than that, bro, I really don't have a true like. This is what lowers it for me.
Beginning podcast Hector, yeah, I probably would have think that would have been a negative. High school Hector for sure. I'd be like, yo, this shit boring as hell. Now, real question is, would I would have fucked with a Batman when I was 16?
You probably,
or would I would have been the other people? Yo, this shit boring as hell, boy.
No, the
Batman.
Batman. You would.
That's a good question. I don't know, right? I don't know.
I don't know.
That's a good question. But the thing is, here's the thing: it's really weird because I say, early on in the podcast, we just weren't there. Like, we just weren't really good. At least for me. I can speak for myself. I wasn't really good. But for some reason, when the Batman was our first review, and I loved it.
Yeah, I know. That's a
so it's weird, man. It's weird. It's
what would be really
thing.
cool is, like the Northman, revisit the Batman. And now with our skills now, could we better articulate and better explain what we liked about the movie? Because I'm pretty sure, I don't know, I haven't listened to our Batman review in a while, but I'm pretty sure it was just a lot of it's fire.
It's raw, bro. This shit lit as hell, bro. Like the dialogue's lit, the cinematography's lit, blah blah blah. It's lit. I don't know. It's just lit.
Yeah. So my question is, like, with our skills now, like critiquing movies, could we better articulate like what we liked about the movie?
That's a good
question.
I think we could.
Yeah, I think with our skills.
And to be fair, I don't want to listen to our previous shit. I just want to because I feel like I'm just cringe, bro. Like I listened to our intro, and I was low-key cringing. At least at myself.
No, actually, it's probably everybody, bro. I know I would say some shit.
This is bad. Like, why am I speaking that way? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But fuck, where are we at right now? I just lost my train of thought.
Would you have any negatives of the movie?
Oh yeah, the negatives. Oh yeah, you know what, Mario? I think I agree with you, man. This is one of those movies like Oppenheimer and all those other movies, right? Yeah. Quote unquote, where if you aren't paying attention, you could get lost.
Yes.
You know, and personally, I didn't get lost. Like I said, I didn't get lost. I understood everything that was happening. If anything, I was kind of really interested and immersed into the story of what's going on personally. But I do see where people might not like this movie in a sense where it may be boring to them or maybe it's too much talking. You know, a lot of dialogue driven here versus people might expect like kind of what I expected from the Northman. They probably expected here like a typical it's a
horror movie.
Movie where Nosferatu is going crazy in the city, like you know what I mean. And maybe some people expected that, and then they, go into it, and they get like, "What the fuck am I watching?" For example, I mean, I don't know if you guys noticed, but there was a couple that walked out, like maybe we're like halfway in the movie.
Behind us?
Yeah, because like we're sitting in the front row.
Yeah,
and you know me, man, I get super like anxious. You know?
Oh yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Yeah. I don't like not being able to see what the fuck is behind me. Yeah, that's just me. So whenever I hear noises and stuff, I always look back to see what the fuck's going on. Like, what the fuck? So I heard some like ruffling behind me and like walking. I'm like, what the fuck? And I look back, and it was just a couple, like a younger couple.
Yeah,
walking out of the movie.
Yeah,
and they never came back.
They never came back.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
They never came back.
Wow.
And I was like, what the fuck? And we were like halfway into the movie, I want to say. And they were younger. You could tell they were like younger, like young adults. Maybe like us a little bit younger. And I was just thinking, like, could it be that it's not what they expected?
Yeah.
Because we're like halfway in the movie and like like in a typical casual person might expect, Nosferatu hasn't popped up and killed nobody.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. So could it be like maybe they're like, oh, yo, what are we watching?
Probably,
or maybe wait, hold on, or maybe the girl got upset, like, yo, what the fuck? There's a bunch of titties around here, like,
hell no.
My man can't see that.
Hell no, that's funny.
You know, or some shit. No, obviously that's a joke, but I don't know. That's what I was wondering. Is like, could it be that they were maybe following along or whatever? And probably. I definitely couldn't understand that. Personally, I don't think it's a negative for me. I mean, if you like those types of movies where it's heavy dialogue driven, the dialogue here, I want to say, is superb. I really enjoyed everything here. Mm-hmm. And if you could follow along, you definitely like it. But if you do have trouble with comprehending certain topics as well, because there are some themes here that is kind of hard to follow, or if you just, how do I explain this? If you just cannot fully lock in and focus into what's going on, what's being said, you could definitely get lost. And if you don't like those type of movies, maybe this won't be for you. Like if you didn't really like Oppenheimer for that reason, or Killers of the Flower Moon, or maybe The Northman, you might not like this movie. And I could see maybe that's a negative for a lot of people, but for me, I don't think so, man. I mean, I don't know. It's really difficult to say if there's really a standout negative that I have. Maybe like one of those little nitpicks or some shit. I mean.
The only other nitpick I can think of is that they speak old English, if that makes sense. So like you may, because I noticed it too. Because I was like, I don't know what the fuck that means. I forgot what word it was, but it was some word. I was like, I don't know what.
I think I know what you're talking about. Their vocabulary.
Yeah.
So their vocabulary is very is
Old English. That's why
it's old English, but it's also it's heightened in a sense where there are certain words that they say that you might be like scratching your head a bit, like, what does that mean?
Yeah,
you know. So if your vocabulary, if you're not really if your vocabulary is just not there, guys, you know, like if all you know is typical brain rot shit like skibbity toilet, like or like what Mario be saying, aura, you might not know what's happening in this movie. I will say, yes, the vocabulary here like is definitely not for the casuals.
Like for one, I remember one line. I know what it was. The point they were making.
I think you need a 3.5 GPA or higher.
Yeah, for real. It's like
understand.
They'll say shit like, "You shall not leave. I can't dream of the night longing without you." I was like, "What? What the fuck?"
like I could understand that.
No, I understood it, but it makes me laugh because I'm just like, "Oh my god, it's funny to me." But I know honestly, what the point they're trying to make.
There's some dialogue scenes where I'm like, does Mario know what's happening right now?
No, what the
fuck? Like they said this word. Does he know what that means?
He's gonna spend the next 5 minutes being like, what's that word?
He's gonna miss.
He's trying to use context clues. So he was upset and she was sad. So maybe the word has a negative connotation. Maybe.
Like Hector just.
And by the time he figures it out, it's 10 minutes gone by. Oh,
character development passed by him.
Yeah, where am I right now?
Be like, bro, I don't even know I'm lost, bro. Let me just check my parlays.
Honestly, I'm gonna be real, Mario. Like, no offense, bro. That's just what I thought. I'm like, yo, does Mario know what's happening? And honestly, God, is Mario gonna like this movie? That's what I was thinking. I'm like, yo, I don't know, bro. Because sometimes when we watch certain movies like this, Mario, because sometimes I don't know, he doesn't fuck with it. I don't know.
What do you mean?
Oh, that's funny.
Like, what's another movie that I could think of? I can't think of one, but like, the pacing. I thought the pacing was really gonna get him because he's always talks about the pacing.
Yeah.
When it comes to movies.
Yeah.
And whenever the pacing is really bad, he let us know.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I'm like, okay, you know what? Is Mario gonna like the pacing?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought he wouldn't. I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, the pacing, it being a bit slow that it is. I mean, it kind of comes down to what we mentioned earlier.
Let's put it out there. It's 2 hours. The movie's 2 hours.
2 hours 14 or something like that. Yeah, but. For the pacing, I think it's one of those things where we mentioned earlier where it's like it's Robert Eggers' style. Kind of like how this is like the 4th movie he's come out with. And we kind of know what to expect from Robert Eggers and his vision when it comes to films. So it just comes down to it's like, hey man, it's a Robert Eggers movie. You kind of have to know what you're getting yourself into. If you don't like or fuck with his previous movies, then why go and seek out another movie that he came out with? But if you've seen his movies and you like the style, and you know his style, you know his filmmaking ways, and you do like it, then yeah, sure, go watch Nosferatu. So yeah, I do agree with the both of you where it's like maybe the pacing, like that one couple that walked out, maybe it's just not for everyone. But it's one of those things where it just comes down to you have to know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and if you don't like it, then don't complain that you spent money to go see it when you should have known yourself better.
You know what's funny to play devil's advocate here is what you just said. I agree with you, but maybe some people will say the same thing to you and us. Like, yo, what the fuck? Like, you say this, but y'all trashed on Sonic 3. Y'all should you should have known what you got yourself into in Sonic 3, action shit, whatever. Same thing could be said for the Fast and Furious movies, like towards me. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It could be said the same thing, but I don't know. I think just people just have their preferences.
That's true. Yeah. I guess I would argue the Sonic 3 argument. If people did say that to me, I'd be like, well, no.
What you mean, cowgirl?
I'd be like, well, the first 2 movies, were aimed at kids, but this heightened the kid comedy. This was Love and Thunder, where the first 2 were like Ragnarok and like Ant-Man 1.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, or something.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? But I don't know. I guess at that point, I could still be like, I'm more skilled as you. I'm a podcaster, stupid. Like, I know how to articulate that you're wrong. Like, to those casuals. Yeah.
And then you do it. Like, you're like, all right, bet. And you start talking for a minute, and then they would just walk away. And then your ego
bro, this place is trash. And he just walks out.
It's like, he walked away from me while I'm having my monologue right now. No. Are you serious? I feel like I would get offended. No. Like, yo, what the fuck? Get back here and hear me
roar.
Hear me talk. Hear me rant. Hear me rant about this movie, bitch. Oh, now watch this video. It's not that long. 30 minutes. fucking Javi.
You're fucking stupid.
What you mean? You been doing that, Javi? You been doing that, cowgirl? Yo, Hector, bro, check out this video. It's not that long, bro. I promise. 20 minutes. And like he just. Like,
if that were true, I'd skip to the part I'd watch.
He's just holding the phone in front of my face for 20 minutes.
That's what That's what I think. I'm a person. You had your phone like this for 40 minutes. That's what I think. He's like, yeah, bro. At one point I was shaking. That's why I switched hands.
Oh my god, bro. You used to do that a lot. Not anymore. Now when you actually say short, it's actually pretty short now.
That's funny.
But anyway, I'm fucking with you, Have.
No, I know. But what do you guys think of? Do you guys know the actors in this movie?
I know. The Thomas, I forgot his name, but he's gonna be Lex Luthor.
Yes, girl.
In Superman.
Yeah, Nicholas Hoult.
We saw William Dafoe again.
Mm-hmm. That's fire.
He likes to be in every Robert Eggers movie.
Dude,
was he in Northman?
Yes, bro. He was in the Northman.
He was in the Lighthouse. He's in every one.
Lighthouse, yes.
Yeah. He was in the Northman, bro.
I can't remember.
I think like they have like a cool ass bond. Like, yo, bro, I want you to know every movie. But here's the thing: from the Northman, his performance in the Northman and here, dude, like
different.
Like William Dafoe is just a great actor, bro.
Yeah,
like,
I thought
he has range.
Yeah,
I can see that here. Mm-hmm. Like, bro, like we saw him in Sam Raimi's movies. Mm-hmm. We saw, at least I saw him in the compared to the Northman, and then here, like Brody got range. I can see why Robert Eggers like, you know what? Man?
Yeah, I think he gave the best performance in the film.
Willem Dafoe.
Okay. Yeah, bro. Compared to the main characters, I was just like, dude, holy. Every time he's on screen, he had like his little moments, whatever. Fuck, I was always like, holy shit.
Actually, Mario, you've opened my eyes to something. That's a good question. Mm-hmm. That's a question I'll ask, and I'll let you finish your point. Who do you think was the standout, performance-wise? So you're saying Willem Dafoe, and then explain your point.
Nah, it's because I'm not, obviously I don't want to go into scene details, but there was one where something dramatic was happening. That's the best way I can go about it, and the way he was able to express the emotions of that scene. Like, I truly believed what he was doing. Like he thought he was that person. That makes sense. You know, like when you watch movies, and you're like, oh, this guy's. He's really this person he's portraying. Like I can imagine him daily life being like this in that time period. If that makes
blurs
sense.
The line between actor and character.
Like, I don't see actor anymore. I just see a person being a person.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And in that scene, I was just like, holy fuck. Granted, everybody was amazing. One of my points in the movie why I love it so much, the acting is phenomenal across the board.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just Willem Dafoe is the scene stealer because he's not in the he pops in very late is what I'm going to say. Yeah, and that does not matter because every scene that he's in my opinion, it stole the show, man. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It was outstanding, bro. It just really was. Yeah. In typical,
and I'm gonna help you gain some comprehension points, Mario. Mm-hmm. In typical movie critic, push up the glasses talk. Mm-hmm. What you just explained, dumbass. What you just explained. Next time, one would say the actor blurred the lines between actor and character.
Whoa, let's not jump the shark. Part of my reach.
You stay on that ever since I said it, bro. You stay on that since we were 17. But am I wrong?
Part of my reach.
Pardon it, bro. What you move, bitch? I'm not gonna be rude.
Hey, bro.
That's funny.
What is that part of my reach?
I forgot about that.
How about part of me?
I can't forget it. He just keeps bringing it up.
Let's not jump the shark. What's the other shit he likes to say? I forgot. There's some funny things.
I will die on the hill that I've never said, let me stretch your mind.
No! He's lying! He said that!
When? He said that! I can't remember.
Okay, alright, let me stretch your mind for a bit. Like, you said that! He said that!
I thought you were actually making your point right there. Let me stretch your mind real quick, huh?
No, he said that.
When? I don't remember.
I forgot what review. Probably in a Loki review.
No, I thought it was in... I thought it was in the one I missed, the Secret Invasion.
It's probably Secret Invasion.
I thought it was in that one.
Guys, the people who are listening, who listen to us a lot, like, comment down below. Does it not to have said that before? So let me stretch your mind for a bit. And then I remember busting out laughing. We were laughing about it.
I remember it because you told me about it. You're like, bro, obviously some shit that made me laugh, Mario. It was in the Secret Invasion movie.
Oh, I think it might be. Yeah. Okay, guys, whoever's listening, go back to the Secret Invasion review. I might do myself, and I'm gonna listen to it. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna find it because you've said that before.
I can't remember.
You've said it before.
Fuck, bro.
Javi likes those little one-liners. Those like those clever, quippy little one-liners. Like what is it? Like What else do you like to say?
Oh no.
I think you say like it's like trapping lightning in a bottle or some bullshit. I don't know.
No, I know.
He said that
Capturing
before.
lightning in a bottle.
Yeah, he said something like he said.
I've said that before.
Yeah, you said that before.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, back to.
What about you, Hector?
What
favorite performance in the movie?
Favorite performance? And that's really tough.
I mean, we can all agree all the actors did a great job.
Yeah.
But he talked about standouts. So who do you think was your standout?
If I'm gonna be honest, I think my standout was probably the main girl. Because there were certain scenes with her where it was very like dramatic and like some kind of spooky, like scary scenes that are supposed to be scary, where you just see the despair in her face and the way she's yelling and crying and like the way she's being portrayed as if like there's a demon inside of her.
Yeah.
Like that. I don't know. I thought it was really phenomenal. Personally, I thought it was a standout because it kind of creeped me out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the way she was like making her face in such a way where she's actually living in that moment. I don't know. William Dafoe, obviously, I mean, he's fire, right? I thought everyone was phenomenal.
Yeah.
So it's really difficult. I'm gonna say that I want to say her particular character and obviously the actor was probably my standout, but not by like, oh, what the fuck, like a lot, if that makes sense. Because I really like William Dafoe as well.
Yeah.
Like in his scenes. But
like everyone's on like on the same tier.
Everyone, I wouldn't say everyone's like at the same tier, but with her, like she just had a little bit more edge for me because of those specific scenes.
Yeah, I get you.
That we saw her in, you know.
Yeah,
and it kind of makes sense because I mean she's essentially like the main character.
Yeah,
like she had to do her role like that.
Yeah. So the actress is Lily Rose Depp.
Lily Rose Depp. That's her name.
That's her name. Okay. And you're like, huh, Depp? What last name? Yes.
Oh,
she is Johnny Depp's daughter.
Really?
Wow.
That is Johnny Depp's daughter.
Oh wow.
Okay. And that's who that is. Johnny Depp's daughter, Lily Rose Depp, is the actress who plays Ellen Hutter.
Ellen, yes.
Yeah.
I believe the same. Isn't it the same character from the first movie?
I assume so.
Yeah.
If it's a remake, I'm assuming all these characters are the same.
Because all I know is like from the OG movie that was like in black and white, no audio, and that the way the story played out and even the ending was the same.
Oh wow.
As this one. It's a remake, except like certain. Okay, how to keep this vague? The only thing that was different was the nudity shit. Like from the ending.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's it. Just keep it vague. Right?
Yeah.
But it was like the same from what I've seen from the original movie. So I'm like interested. It's an actual remake with obviously Robert Eggers. He included like his own spin on shit and incorporated some more modern like. He included more modern takes, obviously. To if not, I feel like it wouldn't have done well. Maybe you know. Who knows? That's actually we should maybe do that, bro. We should go back and like watch old movies like that and like see what the fuck is up. I don't know.
Hell no.
I
know what you mean.
Let's go watch Frankenstein. Like,
yeah, the OG Frankenstein.
Yeah, will we like it? Will we trash it?
Fuck. That'd be tough.
It'll be hard because like we probably wouldn't.
I feel like we would trash on it.
Yeah.
Like we will give it its respect in terms of like, yo, we see why it got so big as it did, but it's just if it would come out like this now,
but maybe it'll make us appreciate the remake more.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
He's like, oh damn, like this is a fire like remake.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure because a lot of the people, not saying they were around back then, obviously, right? But a lot of the people in our theater were a lot older than us.
Yeah.
So maybe they probably watched that OG when they were like kids or teenagers or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, probably.
Because I did notice that trend in our theater. I was like, there's a lot of old people here.
Yeah, that's true.
So who knows?
But where we at now? Okay, so we talked about. Okay, so wait, who was your standout then?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Or maybe had a little bit more of an edge.
So with this movie being based on the Dracula novel, like in its own sort of retelling. All the characters in the movie are apparently based on the characters from the Dracula novel. So, your standout was Lily Rose Depp as Ellen, who's based off the character Mina Harker from the Dracula novel, who is the woman that Dracula falls in love with. Your standout was Willem Dafoe, who played Professor Alban Eberhard von Franz, who is based on Abraham Van Helsing from the Bram Stoker Dracula novel. My standout, if I'm going to be honest, is someone who was barely in this movie. I wouldn't say barely, but they were not in the movie a lot. And that's Count Orlok himself. Nosferatu.
Oh.
That was my standout.
That
he
makes
was
sense.
my
Yeah.
standout, played by Bill Skarsgård, obviously based on Count Dracula himself. But I think he was the standout, bro,
Yeah,
because
it's
every
tough, man.
scene he was in, you like felt his presence.
That's
the way
true.
he would speak as well.
The way he would
Yeah.
speak, the way that like when you first saw him in the movie, you just see his shadow. You don't get a clear look of his face, and you could just tell that like he is the dominant one in the room. When he speaks, everyone is in fear of him, and he knows that he has a grasp on the mood of the room and stuff like that. And I really liked how much more he expanded it throughout the movie.
Yeah.
And just his whole journey from beginning to end, and the way that like his presence and everything was just what made it for me.
Yeah.
So that was my standout. I think Count Orlok was a standout. And dude, the fact that that's fucking Bill Skarsgård is what makes me like, what the fuck? Like he's like unrecognizable.
Yeah. I
Now
had no
my
idea it was
question
him.
is, do you think
He
Bill
has range, too.
Do you think Bill Skarsgård, like, is this gonna be like
I think
it's kind of like a negative. It's not a negative. It's a negative word. A lot of people use
Typecast.
this word as a negative, and that's typecast. Do you think that because he played Pennywise?
Yeah.
Now he's Count Orlok. Now he's Nosferatu. And then this year he also came out with that one movie we never saw it, The Crow. And like, do you think that his wheelhouse is basically doing extravagant characters? Like,
I mean,
ones with heavy makeup, heavy prosthetics, like stuff like that.
Sure. The word has a negative connotation, but if we're gonna be honest, I think the reason why they essentially he's a typecast or whatever for these different types of characters or whatever is because he got range. Mm-hmm. At least that's what I like to think, bro. When we saw him in Barbarian, when we saw him in Pennywise, and even in here, we haven't seen The Crow, so I can't really judge The Crow. But from what I've seen, like, he's a great actor as well. And he has range, just like everyone else in this movie. And like I said, it's really difficult to say like a standout. I mean, like I explained because you were on your phone. I was explaining to Mario. Everyone in this movie, I felt like they were on the same level, like in terms of the main characters, right? But the main character, Ellen, I just felt like there was a little bit more edge. Not by a long shot where like I could deemly say outstanding, like she stands out of everybody. No, but she had more of an edge because of the scenes when she was being frightened and being, quote unquote kind of possessed and whatever. Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed those scenes a lot, and it got me the chills. I'm like, yo, what the fuck, bro? This bitch crazy.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, him being typecast to that, I mean, maybe. I mean, we see that more now with him, but I feel like in any movie that he's in, I feel like he's solid, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Granted, we haven't seen The Crow.
I would say The Crow.
We don't know. Here's the thing: is it bad because of the actor, or is it bad because of the fucking script writers and the director? Right?
Probably the second one.
Because we've seen great actors in shitty movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It doesn't define their career.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But what about you? Wait, what was it? Was that the question?
Yeah, his standout. That was his standout.
My standout.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh shit, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
What did you guys think of the overall just ambiance of the movie?
I think they nailed it. It had to be creepy. It had to be a very, very serious.
Like Transylvania type vibes, bro.
I'm glad you said that, because that's kind of the vibe that I also got. And to kind of add on to what both of you guys just said, what I really appreciated about this movie is that Count Orlok is a vampire of sorts, right? Because he's based on Dracula. And it's cool because this movie taking place in the mid 1800s in Germany, it kind of gives that vibe where he's considered a monster because he's a vampire, and they treat them like it's it just has that like old school vibe where it's like everything can be banished with prayers and religion and God, right?
Like the typical like stake to the heart,
to the heart, or that they
garlic.
See it as a they do talk about they talk about the whole garlic thing. They treat him like he is so monstrous, in fact, that he is seen equally to be like the devil.
Yep.
And it's cool because it kind of gives that sort of, because this being a vampire, it kind of brings it back to when vampires used to be monstrous, because we've seen vampires in all sorts of ways and throughout all different types of genres, good or bad, but this brings it back to old school where vampires were seen as monsters, not good guys,
rather than someone that's able to blend in with the crowd.
Not so much that they're a good guy or an anti-hero or whatever the fuck Twilight was, but it throws it back to when they were actually menacing monsters that everyone feared. You know what I mean? The thing where like it lives in a castle far away from civilization, and it looks like a dungeon, and like he sleeps with rats, and there's no light other than when it's sunlight out, but he's never around, right? Or it's just like the fireplace is what lights the room. Like, I like that the vibe went to like how it was a throwback to like old school vampire lore and how they were treated as monstrous things and sort of like that. That's what I enjoyed about the overall ambiance of the movie
and the atmosphere,
in the atmosphere, like through that aspect. What did you guys think?
No, I very much liked it, bro. You can tell
for the same reason or your own reasons.
No. One of the reasons I can tell is that this movie, like Javi said, it's a remake, right? And you can tell it's a remake because of the way these actors and actresses portray their characters. You can tell, like, oh, this feels, and I think that's the word I'm looking for. Not a stage play. This feels like a movie from what 1920? You said?
Yeah.
This feels like a movie from 1920, if that makes sense. And I think they nailed it. Because if I didn't feel that, I guess they necessarily wouldn't have caught the necessary tone they needed to in order to execute the movie well. And the fact that when I was watching, I'm like, bro, this movie like feels like an old school movie. And when he said that right now, I was like, oh yeah, you're right. It just opened my mind. I was like, oh, that's what the fuck I was trying to explain to Hector when we left the movie theater. But no, man, I think they nailed it. It helps with everything. It helps with these actors' performances. It helps with the visuals, the camera work, the writing, how they talk, right? And I don't know, it's phenomenal.
Wait, you said, because you meant like the atmosphere in the movie, but he's saying that like you're saying that the movie felt like an old movie. That's what he just said. Is that what you're saying too?
No, he's just talking about the atmosphere, and then he asked like, "What did we think?" And I'm just like, "It's funny you said that," and I added my point right there to where like I was trying to tell you earlier. I was like, "That's what I was trying to say."
Oh, to you, it felt like an old movie.
Yeah, it felt like a movie from the 1920s, and that adds to the tone. I'm like, then they nailed it because this is a remake, like he said.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I said how what I can appreciate about the atmosphere is that it throws back to old vampire lore. He's saying.
No, yeah, but he's saying the movie as the movie, like get the Blu-ray movie feels like an old movie. That's
right. Well, he says because of the atmosphere, it makes it feel like it's an older movie.
Yeah.
So that like
I just wanted to clarify because I thought you guys were saying this, like you said that, and then he said that. I'm like, wait, that's not what he said though. But no, he just clarified that that's what he thinks.
Yeah. What about you? What did you think about the overall like ambiance and atmosphere of the movie?
I mean, for what Nosferatu is and what the story they're trying to portray, I mean, I thought it fit well. Based on what I kind of agree with that too. It does feel like an older type of movie, but it also feels like modernized.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. It's like it's basically what he was trying to go for.
Yeah.
You know? And then obviously your reasons, I agree with that, with what you said as well. And I also do like the fact that it seems like a world, dude, that anything could be out there, like even like werewolves and shit. I don't know how to explain it.
Big
like other monsters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But so I definitely do like that. There was a scene that they're like on a boat, right?
Yes.
And this is completely like just a little bit off topic, but it's just I thought of what is it, the Last Voyage? Of the
right. I thought of that too.
Oh shit! Because wasn't that movie based on Dracula?
It was based on a chapter of a book, right?
So okay, get this. Voyage of the Last Demeter was based off like a chapter from the Dracula novel, and it's basically we literally saw the Voyage of the Demeter,
dude. I thought this, but I was like, no, I thought it wasn't that.
It is.
It was okay. I was like, wait, so is that the movie?
Boat I'm like, scene is Voyage of the Last Demeter.
Oh, that's cool.
That's literally what it is. Except what happened was the filmmakers who made Voyage of the Last Demeter said, let's take this one chapter from the novel and make that the movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That would be like if you opened a novel to any book and said, you know this one chapter where these characters are, we're going to make that into the movie. Not the whole novel into a movie. We're going to make this one chapter. That's what Voyage of the Last Demeter was. And this movie being like a loose adaptation of Dracula, that little scene where the boat, like the plague, right, and all that shit, that was Voyage of the Last Demeter.
On paper, like that's badass, right? Like when you think about it. But I remember when we saw it, we didn't really like it as much.
Yeah.
Nah.
You know what I mean?
It was meh.
I'm trying to remember what I gave it, but
I don't remember the
on
score.
Paper though. It's I thought it was a cool concept.
No, yeah. I mean, I feel like if they had the horror elements a little more locked in, and if they had like the deaths maybe a little more memorable, I guess. And I don't know. I think I was expecting Dracula to look a little more monstrous. I think that was one of the flaws I gave it when I reviewed it. I can't remember. Yeah, that movie just kind of was. It could have been cool, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
Now my question is, real quick, do you think the short ass boat scene that we got in this movie was it better than Voyage of the Last Demeter?
Was it better?
I mean, better acted, maybe. Yeah.
Better atmosphere. I was more scared.
Yeah, for real, better atmosphere. It was more spooky because that one.
And wasn't it like a smaller boat too?
No, it looked about the same.
Same size, maybe a little bit bigger, but same size.
I think the Demeter was a bit bigger.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, I thought, but I can't remember.
No, but
I don't know. Cool, it's better. I don't know. That scene alone is better.
Yeah.
It was cool. I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it did its job. But what else? What are we at here? We talked about the
dialogue,
the
characters, atmosphere, standout actors. If we had any flaws with the movie,
if we had any negatives, yeah. Do you guys come up with anything?
I think I've said everything I can.
Okay. Do you want? All right, then I guess we could start with our rating.
Yeah.
Mario, you want to start here? We'll go.
All right. Okay, so I'm gonna keep it a little bit. I'm not gonna go ramble on so that way you guys have stuff to say. But overall, man, I think this movie is an amazing film. I think it's definitely worth your time if you are into more of Robert Eggers' movies. Like I said, if you're not really into the slow pacing films, this probably is not gonna be for you. But you know, I say give it a shot because I personally enjoyed it. Acting, I think, is by far the standout in this film. I think everyone here gives an amazing performance at minimum. Like, no joke, I'm not even exaggerating. I do like the writing, how it captures the time period of where this movie takes place. The cinematography is also really good. I think I prefer it more in Northman just because I feel like I like those shots more. That's just me being biased, honestly. But the cinematography here, for what it is also very good too. That being said, what I watched is animated. Fuck it, you know, why not? I think I'll enjoy it. I mean, I'm about to watch Castlevania next month animated, so like that shit's fire.
Oh, word?
Yeah. But what I'll probably give this, and it's tough because I was going back and forth between two ratings, right? But it just comes down to like, okay, how much did I enjoy it? Because I really don't have a negative, but it's like enjoyment. Is it worth this? And I think I gotta go just control my emotions, if that makes sense. And I think the perfect rating for this movie, in my opinion, would be a 9 out of 10. Even though I don't have a negative, it's just like one thing where I'm like, I don't know if it met a 10 in my mind, if that makes sense.
You felt like it was a solid movie, hit all the marks, no flaws, but it didn't blow you away.
Yeah, like the only thing that blew me away was William Dafoe's performance. Genuinely, I was like wowed by that shit. But overall, it's like, does that push it forward to a 10? And I'm like, I just don't think it, because I don't think this movie's an 8 either. I'm like, no, it's not an 8. I feel like it's kind of disrespectful for how well they executed on every aspect.
Right.
So it just, to me, I'm like, I think this is like what a definition of a 9 should be, if that makes sense.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So 9 out of 10.
9.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
You okay? I want to make sure you're not dying. Fucking Orlocks in this room. That's crazy, bro.
I'm gonna get your ass.
Hey, yo. But
I'm gonna get your ass.
All right.
Suck on his blood and it's just Mountain Dew.
What?
I was trying to suck on his blood, but it's just Mountain Dew. Like,
that's fucking stupid.
He gets diabetes.
Yeah. That's what kills him. The diabetes.
What if it's soy sauce from Empire? Hey, yo, what the fuck? What is this? Anyway, sorry.
That's so stupid.
I got some more jokes, but like I can't say it because it's spoilers. Yeah. So I got one joke. Not to you. I got jokes of Mario.
Okay.
But
all right. I agree with what Mario said. I think this movie was I thought it was great. I thought this movie was super. It was well done. It hit all the marks. The acting was there. The script was there. The pacing was a little slow, but I do like that in the sense that there was
a slow burn.
It's a slow burn, and I liked kind of like slow burn movies are could be good if there's payoff, and I feel like the payoff, which is where it leads to like the third act, was really well done. I think Bill Skarsgård was my standout in the movie as Count Orlok. I like the overall just ambiance and atmosphere. The story that it was telling from beginning to end had me immersed the entire time. This is a movie that I think is worth buying a ticket, worth watching in theaters. And I would rewatch this movie again. I kind of almost want to watch it again, maybe with like subtitles, just so I can get a better feel of like what else did I may have missed
so
in the movie.
You can get through the accents, the heavy accents sometimes.
Oh no, I got through all those. It was Oppenheimer that I was like, man, these fucking German people talking this shit, bro. Fuck, I can't understand. Yeah. No, everyone here talked fine. Like I was able to understand what was going on and what was being said. But I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's like I could lock in a little bit more. Maybe there was a piece of dialogue that I missed. Maybe there was something that like who knows, right? But yeah, no, I thought this movie was really well done. It's definitely a standout for me of movies that have come out this year. It is worth buying a movie ticket. I would rewatch it again. I'm giving this a 10.
Whoa! All right.
Whoa! I'm shocked.
Okay.
You got that written down, Mario?
Yeah.
You wrote that down. Dang, a 10, Hav? A 10, girl? Cowgirl. Yeah, I'm actually kind of shocked. I was not expecting that from...
I'm a bit surprised.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that from Hav. But I mean, everything you guys... I can't really... add anything.
I think that's why Hector goes last. Makes it easier. I'm gonna make him go first next time. Fuck him.
Because then Mario, I forgot why I made Mario go first.
I don't know. I feel like I always go first. I don't really care.
Because before he wouldn't have anything to say. I think.
Oh, so we just switch it up.
Yeah, so I could go first next time.
All right,
but. Yeah, I can't really add anything else.
Hobby's always second. No, Hobby, you're going to be last next time. I'm the second one. Are you the second one?
yeah, we could do that. Yeah. But no, I mean, I think I agree with everything you said, Hop. But I think I'm more siding on Mario's side, where this was I think it's an excellent movie, but I don't think it really took me over the edge. Where it was super, like groundbreaking. I left out the theater like, dude, what the hell did I just like?
Watch.
What is this? Even though I did feel that, I don't know how to explain it. It's like it's near the fine line of that, if that makes
between
sense.
Between a 9 and a 10, like entering.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, I think I'm gonna agree with Mario. I think this is a 9 out of 10.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, are you saying our rating system? If we did decimals, it'd be a 9.5.
If we did decimals?
If we did.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so that's kind of where you're at. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I can see that.
It'd be it'd be a 9.5. If we did decimals, but we don't, so it's a 9. Still a fucking high ass rating. Holy shit, we got 2 9s, a 10. Mm-hmm. Damn, Nosferatu is definitely a contender for movie of the year. I would say. I think
for me, it's one of them.
It's one of our highest rated movies.
Yeah, damn sure.
Because I'm trying to remember, we didn't really rate that. Like at least giving 9s and 10s, I feel like they were kind of scarce this time.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway. Now, guys, we're actually going to dive into the spoiler section of Nosferatu and actually kind of dive deeper into what's been going on and maybe some scenes that we liked, our favorite scenes and such. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. We're going to dive into the spoiler section of Nosferatu in 3, 2, 1. All right, we're in spoiler section territory. We saw titties this time, literally.
Yeah, I was gonna say when you said that in the non-spoiler, I was like, oh yeah, we used to do that joke. Like we saw titties.
Yeah, like in the spoiler section, we would do that when we actually did. Yeah, so we would do it when we actually did it. We're like, nah, we're kidding. But no, this time, guys, there were.
Yeah,
there were some titties in here.
I wonder if
were
they
necessary. Absolutely.
Oh, that's crazy.
I mean, what?
I wonder if some people listen to our reviews and like they just skip to that part and they're like, "Oh, this guy titties, I'm gonna go see it." I wonder if there's people out there that are like that.
Probably do. But okay, listen. Okay. So starting off, the movie begins like we're not gonna go super like beginning. I just want to talk like some major like bigger points. Mm-hmm. The very beginning, it starts off with this girl with the main character Ellen, and she's like doing some type of chant, like a ritual or something,
mm-hmm.
and that I guess awakens Nosferatu Orlok. Mm-hmm. And because he says, "Oh, you awaken me in my eternal darkness," or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And we don't know why. Like, what for?
From what I got, is because she was later on in the film. She talks about, I think, why she did it. When she's talking to her husband, where I think she said she was feeling lonely or didn't have a lover or wasn't feeling loved and shit like that. Because she lived in that house where at the end of the movie, right? That's the same house from the beginning.
Yes.
So I'm assuming she just felt alone and she didn't feel loved. And that's what I got from that scene.
Then we get that cool. Like, I like the scene where like it's her kind of levitating and it's a side profile, and then we see the curtain move and we see the formation of Warlock. But then when the curtain goes back, she's not there.
Yeah, that's cool.
Fire. Yeah, that was badass. But then we see her like kind of get possessed, I guess if you want to call it, right? And in the very beginning, she's like kind of moaning and shit, and I'm like, yo. At the beginning, I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And throughout the movie, there were some like hints at that, like, okay, what's until eventually I kind of came to the conclusion, like, is this really what's happening? And then we find out, yes, it's really happening. Nosferatu's banging this chick. And the joke I wanted to say is that Mario would want to bang Nosferatu. We're going to see Mario outside his house. Nosferatu, please come.
Me next.
Do his little ritual and shit.
That's funny.
Mario going to get banged.
Fuck that.
Getting banged by a vampire, bro.
Hell no,
That's
bro.
crazy,
He
bro.
said, I wish it was Edward, bro. You fruity ass, boy. You fruity ass, Mario.
Hell no.
Anyway, that's the ritual, right? But anyway, she gets possessed, right? Now she has these types of dreams, and then years go by, and then now Orlok is like in this castle or whatever.
Yeah.
She's in, where was that area? I forgot the area.
Germany. We just know it's Germany.
Like
I forgot the name of the town though.
Dude, I could have sworn, and maybe this is why I need subtitles. I kept saying Pittsburgh. Am I tripping?
Maybe there's a Pittsburgh in Germany.
Maybe.
I was like, I don't want to jump the gun because I don't want to like motherfucker. No, it's like they said Pittsburgh.
Well, let me stretch your mind real quick.
I hate you.
If we, I just said that. I just said that. I don't know where I was going with it.
So
I just wanted to say it.
I fucking hate him, bro.
All right, so listen.
That's funny.
No, yeah, look it up. Actually, I think Pittsburgh. Yeah, there's probably a Pittsburgh. Bro.
Whisburg.
To be fair, the lettering was in a weird font.
He said
it was in a weird font.
No, it's in Germany.
No. I said the
On the
lettering,
screen.
like the lettering of the words. Like I know it said Germany.
I know what you're talking
I'm thinking about just like the font of the letters were like weird. So it took me like a little bit extra to figure out what it was saying.
Fuck. Oh yeah. So that happens, and then now she's living her normal life. We get introduced to Thomas, her husband, and she's has these reoccurring nightmares.
They went away because she fell in love, or I'm assuming that was the reason she said.
Then they came back.
When she met Thomas.
Yeah, and Thomas worked at some like real estate fucking job, or whatever the fuck. In order to secure a job at that company, he had to go to a client that was 6 weeks away in terms of travel and have the paper signed from him.
Yeah, basically sell him a property.
Like a house where they live, right? Yeah. And that location ended up being Nosferatu's castle.
Biggest
and that's where the connection forms again and how the story gets going, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And I guess like the overall motive about like Nosferatu is how he just wants to just feast on Ellen, the main character.
Yeah, because she started a ritual, but it stopped because, like I said, from what I understood, it's because she fell in love with Thomas, and that stopped the nightmares temporarily. But then Thomas goes back to his, like, it just happens to go to his castle. Where I get lost is where the connection to Thomas's his boss, the one that told him that he get to go over there. How did he get connected to Nosferatu?
So he was his assistant.
Oh,
that guy is from Dracula. He's based on Renfield. Renfield is Dracula's assistant in his castle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what that was. That guy was pretending to be his employer at this job, but really that was Renfield, right? From the Dracula novel.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I forget his name in the movie.
But have you noticed that when he said, "Oh, you have to go here," blah blah blah, that even Thomas was like freaked out about it? Like,
yeah.
What the fuck? So
he was like, "Why can't he come here?"
So is it? Do you think is it already like does Thomas know who this guy is, or like?
No,
have an idea.
No. He doesn't.
I
wonder why he was freaked out about it.
Because it was so far away. Because it was all the way in the middle of nowhere.
And that's probably unusual.
And it was nowhere near the fucking town of Wisburg.
Yeah, you're right.
And from what it looks of it, he was like, why doesn't he come here if he plans on living here?
And the dude, and this is kind of like where you kind of see the hint where it's like, oh, he's probably in cahoots with him. Is that he was like, no, he insists that we go see him at his property, blah, blah, blah. Like, he was supposedly he insists that we have to go. He cannot come here and blah, 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 this and that. And then later on when it found out that he's with them, I was like, oh, that's supposed to be like Renfield.
Yeah.
No, there was another hint, but the way the movie starts off, you don't think of it as this way. Where like we think of it like, oh, he's just a cheerful fellow. When you remember he's laughing, like,
yeah,
we thought he's just a nice guy. No, he's fucked up in the head. That's why he's laughing, because we find out later on that he's a whole like what that closet, not a closet, but in his job, he has like this like cabinet full of like devil worshipping shit. Well, not really, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So we find out like, oh, that was an obvious hint, but it wasn't portrayed to us like that yet. If that makes sense. So
yeah,
that's good. That's just clever directing, or whatever you want to call it.
What do well, I guess let's talk about what was your favorite scene in this movie, or like maybe a moment where like maybe you're like, holy shit.
It honestly, bro, it goes back to the point where I say Willem Dafoe is my standout for this film. Is that one scene? I mean, all of them. I love all of them, but the one scene where he's burning that guy, the assistant's body, and he's just going going crazy. Where like Javi said, it blurred the line between actor and character. Where I'm just like, oh my god, I'm so invested, I'm so attached to this scene, this moment going on in the film right now. Where I'm just like, dude, that whole scene just went by in a blur in my mind, because I was like, whoa, that was fire as fuck. Not figuratively and literally, right? Because he said he could blaze that bitch.
Pun intended.
Yeah, right. But no, I just that was by far my favorite scene, bro.
Mm-hmm. I mean, dude, I have a couple, man.
I like the very end.
The very end.
Yeah,
the way Orlok dies.
Yeah, that was cool.
Like after he's sucking the blood, and then he realizes that it's the sunlight, and the way he dies, and just the overall deeper message where it's like Ellen, in a sense, like knew that in order for the curse to be broken, she had to give herself,
sacrifice herself,
into Orlok's like desire and stuff, right? And the whole thing where like they had planned for the three of them to go to his castle so that she would be alone, and just like that whole like last sequence, of, like how they intended to trick Orlok into dying by keeping him there till daylight, and the way that he just dies and stuff, and like how they all come rushing into the room, and like I even like the line that Willem Dafoe says. I forget the exact quote, but how he's like, oh, like, the only way to break the curse and blah blah blah. Like that whole last sequence, it was probably my favorite like part of the movie. From the moment that they were like on the boat sailing to his castle till literally roll credits. That whole last sequence was my favorite.
Oh wow, okay, that's cool. I think another scene that I really did enjoy was when it was Orlok after he warned Ellen about like, you have 3 nights, and every night you make me wait, someone precious you love dies, or whatever the fuck.
That was
nice.
When
it was her friend. I forgot her friend's name though, the blonde chick.
Yeah. Her? Did you know that was Cassandra Nova from Deadpool and Wolverine, the bald chick?
No, really? Wait, for real?
Dude, I did not recognize her.
I didn't recognize her either.
I had no idea. I looked it up just now. I was looking at the cast, so I was trying to pull up the name of the actress who played Ellen, and I saw that she was in it. I was like, who the fuck did she play? And I was like, oh fuck, that was her. I had no idea. But yeah,
no, I like that scene where it's her. It's like her time now, right? But before she dies, the dude, what's his name again? The monster.
Orlok?
Orlok, they're gonna find his name. Orlok is literally just feasting because she hears a noise, right? They're both sleeping in the bed, Ellen and her, and all of a sudden her kids start screaming like, "Mom, mommy, monster,
that was
monster!"
Crazy.
And I'm just like, I thought she was just hearing shit, because I thought the kids were safe. I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought the kids were always gonna be safe, so I'm like, oh, it's her turn to die, so she's just hearing shit, and he's gonna be there just waiting for her. No, like legit, as soon as she rushes into the kid's room, he's just there, like sucking their blood, and just throws them away like they're dolls. And I was like, oh.
So the kids die in this movie.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
You don't see that. I mean, you don't see kids dying like that, like in frame, if that makes sense, like front and center.
I'm the opposite of Mario. I had a feeling they were gonna die in this movie.
Wow.
I'm like, if this movie wants to be as dark and twisted as the story intends to be, those kids are dead. Especially because it's like, I kind of see it like, okay, like in movie form, right? Like if you want to think as a filmmaker, in a sense, it's like foreshadowing. because from the first scene that you meet these two little girls, they talk about monsters being under their bed and how they're scared to sleep alone. So a part of me was like, is that subtle foreshadowing that they're going to meet their own demise? And sure enough, when Orlok kills them and then prompts to kill the mom, I was like, yeah, I had a feeling we were going to get there. It's a shocking visual because, as Mario said, it was on screen and you literally see him sucking the one girl's blood, just throws her body onto the floor like nothing.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah.
That shit badass, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're
No, it's badass because, again, like I said, the reason why to me he was like a standout character was because he was just this most menacing monster, this presence that you felt and you were like, he just does not give a fuck.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like what I like is when a monster is menacing and he knows that he has a grasp on everyone in whatever room that he's in. I just like when a character holds that kind of presence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I fuck with the most. But yeah, I had a feeling those kids were gonna die.
What'd you think of the dad?
So the dad, Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yeah, I was gonna say I forgot his name.
Craven.
Yeah.
That's Craven.
Man.
I think he did well in the role, but I also did like the element that he plays, which is like where everyone else is freaking out in a typical, right? Like any horror movie that you watch, supernatural, slasher film, whatever it may be, if there's a group of people, clearly one of them has to play the role of the
doubter,
the skeptical one.
Yeah.
Exactly. The one that's like, nah, this can't be real, right? This has to be a reasonable explanation. And I like that he plays that role, that sort of element in the over, you know what I mean? And then eventually he falls into it because he sees all the crazy shit go down. And I mean, I liked him in the role. I mean, he was more of a supporting character, but I liked it.
I'm trying to because no. I just wanted to get your thoughts because I thought he did good too.
Yes.
I liked him in this movie, and it's just kind of like proves our point to where it's not necessarily the actor's fault. It's more so like the actual movie and the script writers and shit. Because in Craven, it was just not good. You know what I mean? Like personally, I just did not. It just wasn't good.
I want to see if I can watch that.
But I liked him in here, and I liked him in Bullet Train.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
he's great.
Yeah,
He's a great actor.
Yeah, I like him in those movies. I don't think I've seen any other movie that's where he's in.
Yes, you have, girl.
Which one?
The first two Kick-Ass movies. He's Kick-Ass.
Damn, that's years. That's like movies I gotta watch now, bro. That's years ago, bro.
Yeah, he's Kick-Ass.
I know
He's
there was a
way
game.
younger than.
Do you remember there's a PS3 game
of Kick-Ass?
Kick-Ass, bro?
I don't remember that.
It's old as hell. But anyway, damn, I can't. I legit don't remember. But
He was also Quicksilver in Age of Ultron.
Oh yes, he was. Oh,
He's Quicksilver,
damn. Hot
Wanda's
take?
brother.
I don't know if this is a hot take. But I feel like they shouldn't have killed him.
Yeah,
They
a
shouldn't
lot
have
of people
killed-
said that.
Yeah, they shouldn't have killed Quicksilver. Anyway, I like him in those movies from recent movies that I could really, remember. But in Craven, I don't know. I just not fuck with it. Listen, man, just don't take shitty movies, bro. Like, just stick to movies and scripts that that are gonna do well. Because here you did good, man. Like, I like this.
Yeah.
I like this. The way he was portraying, the way he was acting in this movie. But yeah, I think one of my favorite scenes with Nosferatu was that, bro, when he killed the children.
Yeah.
That shit was fucking gnarly. Like,
It was.
It was
You just don't see it, man. Just like in today's age of Hollywood, they try to play shit safe, right?
Yeah.
So I always do appreciate when they go that extent. Not saying it has to be in every film or whatever, but I'm saying like if you're going to an extent where the story needs it to be good for the movie. And so I appreciate it when it does that, because you can't do that and it just be fucking pointless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, kind of like pointless like sex scenes or pointless nudity. Like, I don't think the nudity in this film was pointless, if that makes sense. I don't know. What do you guys think about the nudity? You think it was pointless or no?
What I think about the movie, it was fire. I mean, what? Hey, yo, what?
I was gonna make a joke too, but I didn't want. I didn't want to say it.
What are you gonna say?
Probably that. Something along like that or some shit.
I was gonna make a joke, but I'm like, I don't want to.
Call me Dracula.
I don't want to kill the mood. Kill me, Dracula. Call me Dracula.
Dracula.
I didn't want to like
Nosferatu
kill
is
the
the way I'm gonna be.
momentum.
Yeah.
What? Go ahead. How you gonna kill the mood?
I thought of it. I smiled. I was like, I'm not gonna say it. But once you said that, now you made it okay for us to.
Oh my god. Wait, hold on. Is this another bite of?
No, nothing like that. Nothing like that.
Okay.
Nothing like
Not-
that.
not Five
But
Nights at
like,
Freddy's.
it's because like Mario's like Where I was like, it wasn't like. I'm assuming you're referencing Love Lies Bleeding.
Yeah.
How you were like, there's a purpose to it.
Oh. Yeah.
Because you know how you guys talked about how like the sexual shit like was overdone in that movie or whatever the fuck. Mm-hmm. So he was like, he was like, no, but like this movie's nothing like that. Like there was actually like a purpose to it. There was actually like point in the nudity. Or what did you guys think? Was there a point? I was like, yeah, them nipples were hard.
Oh, no. That is facts. That is very true.
But I didn't want to say it. I was like, no, because that's gonna be stupid.
The most important question of the podcast.
Oh my god.
The real important question.
You fucking dragged him.
What the I was gonna say that, but actually, fuck it. Let's ask Mario. Mario, you throwing it back on Nosferatu?
That's crazy.
Not me, but you are.
Dumbass. All right,
but you were the same height as him.
For real.
Get the fuck out of here.
All right, so no, okay, fine, Mario. We tag team with him on Ellen.
Whoa! Get the fuck out of here.
Take Ellen out of it.
Hell no.
All right, Rich, who's freakier, Nosferatu or Diddy?
That's funny.
That's the real question.
Hell no.
The real important question to this podcast.
Hey man,
how much baby oil he need? Fuck.
That's funny as shit.
Freaking. That's freaking Villia. Just Transylvania. What's it? Transylvania. It's freaking Villia. Oh my god. No, okay, but the nudity. I mean, we only get
it's not.
Once is when Thomas enters this weird like town, right, where they're doing like weird rituals.
Yeah.
And we see like a woman on this horse, and they're doing like a sacrifice.
Yeah.
Like, oh, please take this virgin child, blah blah blah, and hopes they do like a weird chant, and then we get like they open up like a tomb and then they stab the person inside, and that's supposed to be Orlok, right? But then he wakes up from the dream because he looks at his shoes and it's all like muddy, like if he was there.
Yeah.
So it's like, whoa, like what the hell happened there? But I think that's that, and then the other scenes where it's Orlok getting freaky with Ellen. I think that's really it, like with the nudity, because even there is like a sex scene between Thomas and Orlok, and it was kind of funny how it kind of played out in my opinion. Like I was like, yo, what the like, that's okay, let's just do it now. But when Ellen, when she was like all acting all weird and then crawling towards Thomas, and then she hits him with, you could never do me like he do, like on some dumb words. That's what you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then they just bust out like, oh, yeah. Thomas, instead of being terrified because she was doing freaky shit, she was doing like possessed.
Yeah,
shit.
I know.
And like she crossed it. Oh no, I'm sorry. Please don't leave. Whatever. It's like, then she looks up at him all serious. You can't do me like Orlok be doing me. And then his reaction, instead of like, yo, what the fuck? His reaction is like, bet. And picks her up and like starts, they start doing there we didn't have any nudity, but like I guess I know what you mean, like it was kind of like limited. I mean, is nudity necessary? Let's ask Henry Cavill, right? I don't know. I mean, like a ritual, sure. I mean, they're just doing a ritual, like if it's a naked girl, I mean, I guess there's need to be nudity, but that's what, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. It's a very tough question to answer. It's like, was it necessary or was it not? Like,
to me, it just felt like, what's the point? That's why I always look at those scenes like, what was the point of that?
Yeah, but you said that there was like a point here.
Well, yeah, like I said, they just sacrifice there, and then that one at the end where obviously fucking he's literally having sex with her in the bed, so that makes sense, and he's literally sucking on her heart. I'm assuming at that point.
Yeah, like on her chest or something.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm talking because in Love Lies Bleeding, bro, it was legit happening like every fucking like 30 minutes.
But I don't think there was nudity, was there?
What?
Love Lies Bleeding? It was nudity?
No.
It was just like a bunch of sexual shit.
Yeah.
But like not nudity.
Yeah.
Objectively speaking, is nudity necessary? No.
Yeah.
I think I agree with Henry Cavill. But was it overbearing in this movie? Maybe that's a better question. Was it overbearing in this movie? Was there a lot of it? Or because sometimes it could be, all right, why is this bitch just half naked, like walking in the room? Like, sure, I guess that could be unnecessary. I don't think so. Like, it was very minimal, whatever. It's a very interesting question and topic that Mario brought up.
No, I brought it up.
He would bring up.
No, I brought it up.
So what y'all think of the titties, man? Come on.
No, I'm just saying, I brought it up because I know your stance on it. Because I was like, I wanted to ask you that because I know you lean more towards like you just don't have it in there.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I think I agree. Where like I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah.
Like I think you could portray what you want to portray without it. I mean, dude, we got that sex scene between Thomas and Ellen. There was no nudity. You get to the point without that.
Yeah.
With this, but here it was very minimal. I don't think it was out there on purpose. You feel me? Like how some movies do. Like some random chick just walks in the kitchen.
Oh, like a perfect example where I think it was necessary, even though it was in a fire film. Oppenheimer.
Where like she's just sitting on a chair,
naked, smoking a cigarette.
Conversation, cigarette.
I'm like that's where I think it's okay, even though those movies fire, but I'm just like, why
at that point it's like, all right, bro,
yeah.
You don't got to do that.
Like I see what Chris Nolan doing.
I know what he's doing.
He my goat.
Just like who's the director who directed X? I know what he doing with Jenna Ortega, bro. Like making her do all that shit. Yeah. Hey, yo. I see what you're doing, bro. And that's why I kind of agree with Henry Cavill. It's like, maybe it's just the directors, bro. They just want to put these actors in positions and see them like for their own fantasies. And I think I agree with him. Like I could see his point of view. But yeah, I want to say in this movie, I don't think it was, if ever felt that way.
Right.
Like with Oppenheimer, where the chick is just sitting there smoking, having a dialogue exchange.
Full ass convo.
Right. Yeah. And she's just topless, like for what?
Yeah, I know.
So, but I mean, am I complaining about it? Nah. I mean, hey man, come on now.
It's funny because there's something.
Would you watch this with your girlfriend? Probably not. I don't know. How would your girlfriend react, bro?
I told her we watching it.
You said? Oh shit! But okay, obviously,
I told her I was like, oh no, like, hey, babe, the movie was really good. Like, it was, I actually really loved it. Like, I would be down to rewatch it. So if you ever want to go see it,
I didn't tell her about that though. I didn't tell her about that though.
She's gonna hit you. This is why you want to rewatch it.
Hell yeah, bitch. What you mean,
this
girl?
Is why you want to rewatch it.
Like, and then that one part where Dracula comes out the coffin and you see his dick.
Oh,
that's the other thing I was gonna bring up. Like,
I was gonna be like, that's why you came to watch it. You stupid.
I'm gonna be real. I did not catch that.
No, I saw it.
Of course, I now understand why. You guys were just solely focused on that. Like, yo, you got Dracula cock out. Like, what? I didn't notice that for real.
Really? You didn't see it?
They showed his private.
No, it wasn't like front and center like the girls were, but you can tell like they like hit it. It makes sense, but you can tell like you can see.
Mario
like,
said you can't hide from me.
You can just tell.
Mario's still taking his head and shit.
It's one of those things where
let me see.
It's one of those things where I noticed it. I was like, all right, next scene, please.
He flashed the flashlight on the screen.
That's dumb as fuck.
Can I please? Can you like he goes upstairs so that
What the fuck?
You didn't even let me finish that joke.
I'm gonna say like, why y'all laughing? You just said upstairs.
He goes upstairs to the room where they play the reels. He just takes the reel.
Oh, that's what you were trying to say.
What the fuck are you doing? No.
I just want this.
I just wanted to see it. No, he's like, you can't take the whole reel. Fine. He takes it apart and he just cuts it.
There we go.
He cuts the part like specifically. Yes. He puts it in his wallet. He puts it in his wallet and he walks out.
That's funny.
Oh my god, Mario, man. Hell no. Of course you noticed, boy. Not me. I'm a real. I did not notice. I did not notice. I was more so looking at his face because, like, I guess like another positive thing. I really like how he looked in this movie. Like when you actually saw him, especially at the very end when he gets the sunlight and he's screaming. You see the blood coming out of his eyes. And that shit was cool.
Yeah.
Like that entire shit was cool as fuck. But what else were we talking about?
No, we were just talking about our favorite scenes, and then it led to this whole ass fucking thing.
Fucking Mario, man. Fucking Mario.
That was another favorite scene of his.
Hell no.
Oh yeah, that was another favorite scene. Goes upstairs to the real room.
Mr. Projector.
Mr. Projector, can I please see that reel real quick? Do they even do that?
Rewind
anymore?
it back.
They probably don't even do that anymore. No, they actually do.
No, because
yes, they do.
Christopher Nolan, I think, filmed. No, they
yeah, they still do reels.
No, they still do. I'm trying to make the point that I think in
what?
I think in every Star Wars movie they film it like that, or it was Nolan movies they do.
Isn't that interesting? How like, I guess even how reels just gotten to that point as well. Like it's an actual reel, but it looks like I don't know how to explain it. You know, it doesn't look choppy like if it's flipping a page. Or whatever. Anyway, I'm trying to think. Is there any? So yeah, the whole like love thing. Oh wait, I guess another joke. Man.
Oh boy.
Yo, how would you feel, bro? Nosferatu was just going crazy with your girl, bro.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
I'm recording.
What the hell?
He thought he could fuck with me.
Fuck? Yo,
you can't out weird me.
Yo, okay. Yo, what the fuck, Hav?
Well, okay, if I'm being real, obviously, right? It's 1800s. I can't record.
No, you know.
What the fuck?
No, I can't let that slide. Nosferatu got to catch you.
He doesn't record, but he brings out like that one, like the old school camera. It's like that, and it's like the thing.
He's like cranking the
camera. He takes a bunch of different pictures.
Nah, bro. If Nosferatu was going crazy with my girl, man. No, but the thing is, how would you feel if like in Ellen, right, and Thomas like all crying and shit? She just looks up to you seriously. You can't do me like he be doing me. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
And why was his first reaction to be like, bet, let me show you?
I have no idea.
I would have been scared out of my mind, bro. Did you see how she was moving and shit? Like, bitch, I'm out.
Well,
You possessed, bitch.
well, yeah. I mean, I took it as more like she was possessed.
No, yeah.
You know. And now here's my thing.
Let me fuck the demon at you. What the fuck?
But what's it called? My thing is, when she was possessed, was it still her or was she being possessed by something else?
I think
No, in that moment, wait, which one? That very scene, the one where like they had that.
Like
scene?
all of them when she was possessed.
No, it wasn't her. Because remember, William Dafoe's character said she's gone now, and like he pierced like a needle through her arm.
Yeah.
To show that she was gone. And I like that scene, by the way, the one with the bed where she gets all creepy and shit, and does the weird like typical like what do you call that?
An exorcist.
Exorcist hand stand where your belly's up and it's like a reverse arch.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And like she goes up and she talks like in a weird voice. Like at that point that's not her.
Yeah.
She's like she gone.
I don't think she comes back until like Thomas comes back, but then she goes in and out of it.
Yeah, she goes in and out. So like in that particular scene where she's becoming possessed and stuff, and then she's like, please don't go, Tom. I think that's her.
Yeah.
And then
she gets possessed.
She's like, you can't do me like him.
Yeah.
And then she's back to normal. We're like having sex.
You know the one line that
and
made
then
me
she
laugh?
goes back to like where she has like weird blood on her eyes, and then that's when Thomas gets off and gets scared.
Bro, you know the one that makes me laugh when that scene where she's like, make love to me so he can watch.
He said.
She said.
Oh,
that.
she said that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she did.
She does.
Make love to me so he can make him watch me make love to you or some shit like that.
No, yeah. Well, that was
funny.
the point of it, is
Yeah.
to like banish him or whatever. Because she explained that like her nightmares and all this bullshit went away when she met him. So it's like, oh, a true love, right?
Yeah.
And so that was the purpose of that scene.
And then she snapped back when like, and then Thomas saw like a ugly face of her and like with blood coming out of her eyes. And
that's when he gets. Yeah.
Like Scary Movie 2, that bitch just put a bag over it.
Poking a bag over it. I was gonna say, yeah. Like I was gonna say, I'm not stopping.
Yo, nobody can stop me. What the fuck, Hob?
You're a bitch.
Yo, Javi said nobody can stop him.
He's a bitch.
Not even Nosferatu can stop him.
Oh, that's funny.
Skinny ass bones. Just break his knees. Just break his knees.
Not even Superman can stop me. What the hell, Hob?
It was crazy. Like we could have saved 2 hours of screen time, bro. One good drop kick to Orlok, bros, we would have been over in 10 minutes, bro.
No, but he be moving fast, bro. Remember the scene where like Thomas is inside the house of his house and like he's talking to him? He's like teleporting behind him, pouring him a cup and shit. Like,
Oh shit!
don't you remember?
That's cool.
Yeah,
that was cool because it showed like that he was in a sense also like supernatural.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was cool. Yeah.
Because he moves fast and shit. Like, but anyway, I think that's it, man. I think that's it that we could talk about, the things that we liked and shit. With that being said, thank you guys so much for listening. Hope you guys laughed with us. Let us know what you guys think of this movie down in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care, guys.
Peace.
See ya.